get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use it, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Get drown out my problems, let me When up in a bitch magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits.
Coach, the sun is set in Chicago. The temps have dipped and will continue to do so. Jacket and blanket weather. It's that time of year at Soldier Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Baltimore Ravens and the Chicago Bears. This will be taken short. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29.
Let's go! Let's go!
Yeah! Mark the flag! Mark 55!
65! 65!
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down at the 38. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercising before this one, and they're paying off.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Let's go, D! Let's go!
He's crashing! He's checking crash!
61, match box! Right, short. Go! Check right!
Thompson now, looking to throw on second down. Touchdown, Chicago! Tavon Austin, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. No problem there on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. 59 yards.
First down, Ravens.
Set!
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
You ain't doing nothing today. Check.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Kill, kill, kill.
Here's carry number 1 for Kenneth Dixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Don't take. Woo-hoo. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike 45. Hey, defense, let's go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, it will be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
Come on, baby. 22, jet, cover.
Thompson on the play fake. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Here we go.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Taylor now returning it. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January. And that's caught inside the 35. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Now Jackson on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And I think the ball's out. And this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
45's the mic. Check tight end, check tight.
To try again after the sack. Jackson flushed out right. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself give yourself the best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Let's go now. AT Gator. Let him roll. West. Let him know. Ship. Yeah.
They'll throw on first down to Jackson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
On second down now. It's Dixon trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Jackson. And it's caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
94 is the mic. 94 is the mic. All day.
Trying to pound it into Dixon. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Kenneth Dixon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. As they are on the board here in the first half. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first down, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it, but listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I go ahead and play the football myself.
They'll try and pick it up with Cohen. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Leonard Floyd. And his guys are going to take over at the Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start with a give to Cohen. They'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready? Watch Mike. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
Now Thompson on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones...
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Eddie Goldman able to record his 5th sack of the season. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
1st down, Ravens.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Dixon running from the shotgun. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Jim. 66, bullet, half. Go.
Running out of the gun with Dixon. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
And the Raven 1st down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
Rip right. Let's go.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Jackson from the shotgun. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he is all the way up past the 25.
Nice pick.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
2nd and 2 at the 34-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Thompson. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but early in the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the 1st half. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. To return is Taylor. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even 1st half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
He's going deep for Brown. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Oh, Cohen lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line.
Here we go. Set. Hey, no. Walk the run. Hayward. Check 45 to my go. Check 1. Next box. Right. Watch the run.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And it's Brown. And he's brought down. And with just 1 second remaining in the 1st half, they'll call the timeout. The field goal unit on the sideline. They're going to go with 1 second left.
Slam, slam, slam.
And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards.
Baby. Let's go.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Tucker's kick is good. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into the playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. In order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Dixon again. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Undercrunch. Check 31.
They'll run with Dixon. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
All day. Anyway, lucky.
They run it with Dixon. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Ready, set. Check my 45. Come off the ball, hard. Watch that. Yeah. To the backfield. Check, 46.
To throw is Jackson. To throw on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off around the 41.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Check 25. Shit, watch the shit.
They try again with Cohen. Finding some room at midfield. And he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line.
That's it, baby.
A huge play there for Chicago. 55 yards. So he nearly took it. The distance gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now, because is he rewarding himself for a great run, or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Jarek McKinnon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead. Extra point up and through. And the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and get loose with the football again. You're going to...
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 17-14.
Bears 14. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken near the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know that makes some adjustments.
Again, it's Cohen. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
To throw on 3rd down, Thompson. He's got his man. That's Hardman. 20, 10, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Nicole Hardman, his first touchdown on the year. As these guys are able to regain the lead. The extra point up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Ravens 17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Eddie Goldman in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes times triple team. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
On 3rd and short, it's Dixon. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. They'll run. It's Dixon. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. On 1st down, they go with Dixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Let's go now. 18 Gator, 18 Gator. 45 to Mike.
I got it. Check 50, check 50.
Hot 7, hot 7.
It's a safety creep.
You go tight. You got tight. You let's go.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 13.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Rabbit, 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 rabbit. Mike 28. I got
Go, go.
28. Mike 28. Hey, man. Watch the boot, watch the boot. Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. That's good for a Raven 1st down, 15 yards there. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run on 1st down. Dixon. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Now Jackson. They'll roll him out right. Towards the end zone for Brown. And this is going to be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. They give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. They'll keep it on the ground. Cohen. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Check right. Check.
Off the play fake. Thompson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll get that one out quickly to Brown. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range, and guess what? They've got a shot.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now it's Dixon. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point 4th quarter lead.
And it's 3rd down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Mike 28. Mike 28.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Go, tackle, let's go. We got this. We got this. Slam. Arvin. Mike 28. Hey, watch the lane.
Check 13. Check 13.
Echo. Watch twin.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. First down and run with Cohen. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cohen. And able to work his way down to the 16. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 12-yard line.
Set, hut. Now the wolf. Here we go, here we go.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Chicago, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it's loss number 3 for them on the year. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.